In the past, this arena would be packed for graduation, but this December, a limited number of tickets will be given to students and their guests. Not only will you see fall students walk the stage, but you can also expect to see spring and summer grads as well. Tricycle Farms' name comes from the 3 ways in which they distribute the food at the farm. They share a third with their volunteers, give a third back to the community, and sell a third to sustain the farm. Spring break this semester has a new look. Find out how students couldn't wait to dust off those passports. Every year, thousands of lives are lost on the road due to a common problem that involves something we're all very familiar with: cell phones. An organization here in Northwest Arkansas seeks to change women's lives and has successfully done just that for years.
We've served around 2,500 since we opened our doors in 2013.
Dress for Success educates and provides women with the resources and tools to become financially independent. For Ari Harrelson, doing so was just something she never expected.
Really long history of drug abuse, ended up incarcerated, came out. Didn't think. I went to 11 different interviews and kept getting told no.
Women are given the opportunity to get financial guidance and receive the necessary tools to create resumes, apply to jobs, and more.
So this is our career center. Women can come in here and they can pay their bills, they can do any kind of schoolwork.
When ready for an interview, they are then able to give themselves a brand new look.
Well, it's kind of like putting on a superhero's outfit. Get them to come out here and stand with our image consultants, look in the mirror, and then they can have a much better idea of how they look.
And the accomplishments speak for themselves.
I am about to graduate with my bachelor's degree. I currently work at a software company, and I never would have imagined it'd be possible, so.
Behind me is the art of a student that features publications like this from her exhibition. The photograph she's taken comes from an archive of over 12,000 pictures, yet each individual one shares a bigger message. After hours upon hours of preparation, Master of Fine Arts candidate Acadia Kendora displayed her artwork that took around a year to put together. She calls it Weather Permitting, and it's her thesis exhibition as a student. The name comes from its theme of nature, in which Kendora found a love for growing up alongside her parents.
They would take me into the woods on Sundays, which instead of going to church, which became this big ritual.
Each publication allows viewers to visually and mentally connect with her. Many artists share a common passion for creativity and love for art, but one thing sets Kendora apart: her story. The individual booklets and pictures tell of a story that she still works to overcome.
I'm a survivor of sexual assault, and so it's a choice between either holding my hand to open up and explore the content, or this hand is prone, it can't fight back, so the viewer has to make a choice.
For Kendora, art has been an outlet to share her hardships, and just as it helped her, she feels it can help others as well.
But I would also encourage people to share their story, because it's very empowering with the combination of therapy and really sharing. I'm finally able to talk about it. I feel a lot better.
Acadia shares that her professors have inspired her to one day be able to teach other art students as well. So far, as a graduate student, she's taught 4 classes and has fallen in love with it. Reporting live for UATV News, I'm Sydney Brooks. Behind me is one organization who centers their mission around giving back to the community. Much of their work involves the soil here beneath me, plants, and the overall goal of providing meals to those who are in need. Marked by a large red barn and tricycle wheels on the fence, you're looking at a farm with a specific mission. A nonprofit organization here in Fayetteville works to end food insecurity by feeding the hungry right in their backyard. Director of Community Affairs and Development, Don Bennett, explains how it all began.
I had a very good friend who I popped in on, and her house was in disarray, which was unlike her. And she told me that I have 2 jobs, I'm looking for a third, and I don't know what I'm going to eat next week. And so we started a garden in her backyard.
The small garden grew into an idea that would help families all throughout the area experiencing the same issue. Tricycle Farms' name comes from the 3 ways in which they distribute the food at the farm. They share a third with their volunteers, give a third back to the community, and sell a third to sustain the farm. Due to COVID, they were forced to close temporarily, yet the farm continues to give back.
We've really focused on food recovery, food distribution, and, making that large impact.
As many can relate, when asked what goals they had for the farm, their answer was simple:
survive.
Difficult times won't stop the farm from doing good work for others. Tricycle looks forward to the day they are able to return to the garden. Although they put a pause on in-person interactions here at the farm, Bennett encourages everyone to donate in any way possible. Reporting live at Tricycle Farms for UATV, I'm Sydney Brooks. After a big announcement, Americans continue to await the results about the effects a vaccine could have on one's health. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced a recommendation to pause the distribution of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. This came after reports noting that 6 individuals vaccinated were found to have a rare blood clotting disease. The University of Arkansas, among many other institutions, wait for results to decide whether or not to continue giving out the vaccine on campus. Here at the U of A, up until Tuesday, the Pat Walker Health Center administered 4,050 doses of the vaccine. Assistant Director of Communications Zach Brown says that the university is paying close attention to this issue, and fortunately, no one at the school has experienced any of these effects.
We're making sure that, federal and state health agencies are doing their due diligence and making sure that we can continue and resume vaccinating students, hopefully soon, and that we can keep the confidence level in these vaccines going.
Although the school has paused on offering the vaccine, Brown encourages students to continue to get vaccinated at off-campus sites listed on Pat Walker's website. Members of the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices say they have not yet received enough information to come to a conclusion on the reports, but they do plan on meeting in the next 10 days after more research is done. In Fayetteville for UATV News, I'm Sydney Brooks. A former Razorback basketball player and University of Arkansas graduate decided that he would turn a few of his passions into a simple yet powerful concept. U of A alum Vincent Hunter played here between the years of 2003 and 2008. After graduating, he played professional ball overseas, but among many of his accomplishments, this one is a game changer. Hunter recently released a children's book titled Junior and His Basketball Dreams, which shares his story of a young kid growing up in Little Rock, Arkansas, that hopes to play basketball for the Razorbacks just like his father. He combined his passion for writing and love for kids into something to inspire children to follow their dreams. His book offers a message that he says wasn't available to him as a kid.
I didn't read books with our people, with little black boys and little black girls in them, and so I wanted to try to change that narrative, and this is 2021, and I want to change that and also give back to my community and give back to our culture.
Hunter last weekend returned to Fayetteville, where he considers his second home, to hold an event promoting his book as well as literacy throughout Northwest Arkansas, and his impact showed clear as day as children at the event engaged in reading the book. Hunter also shared with me that this is his first children's book, but certainly not his last. He hopes to continue writing and being a role model for children to know that they can do it just like he did. Reporting for UATV News, I'm Sydney Brooks. Behind me is the first Black-owned beauty supply store here in Fayetteville, and after many of the events that occurred during the summer of 2020 following the death of George Floyd, there was a large increase in the support of Black-owned businesses across the nation. TV networks, celebrities, and even cities like Fayetteville rallied together to contribute time and money and lift up these Black business owners. But months later, as these trendy hashtags and YouTube challenge videos lose popularity, many of these same business owners continue to struggle to keep their doors open. Now, President Biden announced that his $1.9 trillion rescue plan would assist smaller-owned businesses, noting the struggle of Black and brown business owners as well. But for local store co-owner Carolyn Brewer, the money she says they received amounts to crumbs.
Black women, Black owners, Black entrepreneurs, we need help.
Since 2019, there's also been a large increase in the opening of Black-owned businesses, especially Black women-owned businesses across the nation. But the process has not been easy. For many Black entrepreneurs, they have a 47% chance of being approved for a bank loan, while white business owners have a 75% chance of being approved. Now, Ms. Brewer shared with me that opening the store was a dream of her and her daughters, and this will not stop them from fighting for it. Reporting live in Fayetteville for UATV News, I'm Sydney Brooks.